Today, you can manage games in Alludo by providing explicit email address in a text box, or if you're feeling adventurous, you can use a regular expression to limit access. This is a feature that we've been thinking long and hard about, and we really wanted to update. With the changes that we've made, you can provide role-based access to games in Alludo. This means that you can have a game admin, someone in your district that can manage and control a game, but whose access is limited to that game. We've also created a much easier interface for inviting players. Let's dig into this feature. You can see I'm logged in as Noah, and I'm going to go and look at the games that I can make changes to. The first thing you might note is that while I can see all the games, I can only make changes to Alludo. Here you'll see that we've changed the forms to match the form changes that we are doing throughout other areas within Alludo to simplify. The first thing you want to look at with game access is down near the bottom of this form in the configuration section. Here we have the option of allowing all district players or not. The default is yes, but I've set this to no. If it's set to yes, then that means that any player within your district that has a district email address will have access to this game. The next tab we're going to look at is access. Here's where you can see what users and what kind of access they have to your game. You'll see here I only have 2 people that have access to the game. And so now I'm going to invite some players. With invitations, you now have the ability to invite players. To invite a player, click on the green plus. When we click on the invitation, we're presented with a few options: whether or not the game is open, the roles we wish to assign, and the emails we wish to send the invitations to. If the game is open, we'll create a single, unique, reusable link that anybody can use to access the game. This is a great way for providing limited access to games, where you're not too concerned that any single individual can play the game, but you also don't want to have it open. If your game is open, then providing an email address is optional. If the game is not open, we will generate unique links that expire for every email address that you provide in the email section of the form. Individuals will receive that email, and as soon as they click on the link, it will expire. They will be the only ones that have access to this game. You want to be sure to provide the appropriate role, usually a player, before generating these links. I'm going to create both right now so you can see what it would look like, but you would normally only ever create one. First, we'll create an open link for players. Because we've marked the game as open, I'm going to generate the link without sending email. This will allow me to copy the link and send it in my district email without sending it from Alludo. You can see here now that Noah has generated a link, and if I click on the link, I can now easily copy this and paste it into email to send to people. Anyone that receives this link will be able to have access to the game. Now I'm going to create a non-open invitation. When I create a closed invitation, I have to provide email addresses. Alludo will email invitations to every person whose email is in this list. I'm just going to add one email address so we can see what that email will look like. You can see that as soon as I clicked on save, that an email was created. This is the email that your users will receive. All they have to do is click on Join Alludo, and they will be brought into the game as a player. Once they click on that link, the link will expire, and no one else will be able to use it. This is a great way to create protected games and to really limit who has access into a game. As you can see here, we now have a case where Noah has invited someone, but they have not accepted. As soon as Emma clicks on that email, you'll note that this will be marked as accepted, and that link will no longer be valid. To recap, under our basic tab, we have the ability to allow all district players access to a game or not. Within our Access tab, we have all the people that have access to the game and whether or not they have accepted our invitations. Within the Invitations tab, we have the ability to create open and closed invitations. An open invitation means that anyone with the link can have access to the game. A closed invitation means that anyone that gets the link and clicks on the link will have access to the game, but that link will expire. And so no one after that person clicks on that link will have access to the game. This feature update allows you to provide role-based access and to provide easy invitation management for games in Alludo.